Hello and welcome to Michael's Minty Music. Today we review Coldplay's 2011 album, Mylo Xyloto. It's pretty good overall. This is the track listing, and these are the tracks I added to my playlist, 9 out of 14, so about 2/3. This album is apparently some sort of concept album with a storyline of sorts, but I didn't really get it. It didn't really follow that closely. It seems more like a sort of vague concept that you'd need to specifically read what it was to figure out. It's a good album overall, but not incredible. The opening tracks are a bit meh, and the back half does manage to flow pretty decently, but the album as a whole pretty heavily leans on the singles. The style is much more pop than rock here, lots of techno stuff in early 2010s production, feels a bit One Republic-ish. Some of the songs here are really just boring, but some of them are quite good, so mixed bag. Hurts Like Heaven is a good track to open with, and I wish they would have started with that one instead of trying that short title track. It doesn't really work that well. Paradise feels like a song that should have come out 5 years earlier, and Every Teardrop is a Waterfall sounds like something that should have come out 2 or 3 years later, so, it's kind of a good mix of the genre of the time. The last 4 tracks flow together really well. They try to do transition tracks earlier in the album, but it doesn't really work until a Hopeful Transmission, 33 seconds long, 12th track. Don't Let It Break Your Heart is good, and Up With the Birds is a very well-chosen closing track and works pretty well. The 2 singles released before the album were Every Teardrop is a Waterfall and Paradise, which were the 2 big hits here. They got radio play then. They still get radio play occasionally now. Both of those are pretty big hits here. And my favorite track is probably that one, Every Teardrop is a Waterfall. It really does kind of beat everything else on the album by a sort of clear margin. For the non-sort of single radio favorite, I would probably go with Hurts Like Heaven, actually, although Don't Let It Break Your Heart is close. But both of those songs don't really compete with Every Teardrop is a Waterfall. That song is just really great. I ranked this album 3rd out of the 5 Coldplay albums so far, right in the middle. This album is definitely better than X and Y, and it's definitely not as good as their previous album, Viva La Vida. It comes close to A Rush of Blood to the Head, but I feel like their 2002 album flows a bit better. A Rush of Blood has sort of the good flow right at the beginning before falling off in the second half, while this one, Mylo, has a pretty rough first half and then ends up wrapping it up quite well. So I think a better opening is going to be better than a better closing, because it really pulls you into the album. Quality-wise, they're pretty similar, though. Additionally, this album doesn't take my top spot from 2011. That stays with Adele's 21, which, if you know of that album, you know that it's pretty great. And although I enjoyed Mylo Xyloto, it didn't wow me the way it would have needed to in order to take that top spot here. So Adele keeps it with a solid, pretty great album, 21. Definitely better than Coldplay. Thank you for watching. Next up will be Coldplay's 2014 album, Ghost Stories, which should prove to be interesting. They're getting into the 2010s here. I'm hopeful that it will be better than this one, or at least just as good. So stay tuned for that, and as always, stay minty.